8 out of 10 times you ask someone who their favorite artist is, and they're likely to mention a dead artist. I'm like, yo, what about all the artists out here living and breathing, out here trying to make a living within your own community? But if that's what you into, I'm like, well, I'm a future dead artist. You might as well acquire my work now while you can afford it. You know, it's a little bit of rebellion to that whole thought process, heavily influenced by hip-hop culture. But it also speaks to my style and my approach, which is building on the foundation of the past in the artists before me, you know, those dead artists, while doing something new, progressive, and doing something for the future and beyond. So in short, Future Dead Artists is all about giving artists their flowers now, while they're still here to smell them. And when I first thought of creating Future Dead Artists, the first person I immediately reached out to was my brother Omega Ruth Jr., and he was with it. And we didn't really have no big intentions or grand scheme. We really just wanted to be around each other so we can talk art. You know what I'm saying? Simple enough, that's really how it started out. And that's exactly what we did. And the more and more art that we just talked, you know, organically we started creating more art. And then once we start creating all this work that we are proud of, the next logical step was to exhibit it. And it just made sense for us to do it ourselves so we can have control of that narrative. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we did. And then we did enough shows together. And after a while, we wanted to include other people within the community in what we was doing. So then Future Dead Artists started to grow in numbers. And the more we grew, the more and more we wanted to show what we were doing. And then through doing shows, I was blessed and fortunate to be able to open up Future Gallery. And with Future Gallery, I was able to curate over 200 artists in the A. You know, we started people's career in apprenticeship. You know what I'm saying? We did educational workshops within the exhibit space. You know what I'm saying? It was that community feel, and that's what we brought, and we can only do it here in Atlanta.
Have come through Future Dead Artists Gallery are still producing. Some are at a much higher level than where they were when they began. And not only that, they're giving it back. I see those same artists, those same curators, those same people who are out hanging the shows now working at other spaces, now volunteering their services, selling their services, doing these things in the community. So it's growing, it's evolving.
Yeah, it's quite the incubator.
It is.
You know, and, you know, I'm doing bigger things because of that. You know what I mean? And it gave inspiring artists confidence. And like you said, you know, he did everything that to prepare you for the higher level, the next level, let's just say. Not necessarily higher, because it's on its own level itself. But he gave you everything, like you said. Present your bio. A lot of things I just had no idea that you had to do in this world to get around, to get in these spaces. You know what I mean? Write a bio, artist statement, all these things, images that gets so it can be convoluted sometimes because you just want to make the art. You don't know. It's like music business. You know, it's music and it's business. You know, in art world, it doesn't say art business. It's not called the art business. It's just the art world. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit different. So you don't really think about all these other, like I didn't think about it. So I'm creating art. And
You're not alone.
But you know, but he provided all those same aspects, but without the hoity-toity, bougie, you know, kind of things that may turn you off to want to step into this world. You know what I mean? And you know, I appreciate it.
And that's a perfect example of this project and everything that he does. He talked about having Future Dead Artists, the gallery, to have someone to talk to about art. He didn't just talk about art. He gave opportunities. And not just opportunities to the artists, like he said. Curators, photographers, writers, and he continues to do that even after the gallery closed. The last project he did had guest curators or interning curators, and he gave us his wisdom freely, which should monetize that. It's the whole class. But
I'm ready to take it.
Yes, but he gives his wisdom freely, talking about like reaching out to the artist, and he doesn't say, you know, here's how you do it. No, he's like, look, we need to reach out to the artist about these things. Here's what needs to be communicated. Go communicate it.
I'm marketing. I do not market artwork. I market artists.
Artists.
I put a picture of the artist. I don't care if it's 20 artists in that group. I'm gonna put everybody's Instagram handle. I'm not just gonna put it in the thing because I know the behaviors. They're not gonna type it in Instagram.
Right.
You know, I gotta make it easy for the consumer to tap it to look at their work.
Right.
How you go look at the work? But what I'm gonna market is the artist. And after the opening, then that's when I start marketing the artwork. Like if you ever see, that's when I start showing the work.
That's a learning opportunity that you taught me specifically too,
That's the
because
way.
I've seen where instead of creating flyers or creating marketing materials, galleries they'll use the artist's work to try and draw you in.
They
Well, I've
do
already
that for
shown
a
you the
reason.
work.
That's because they can monetize the artwork.
The art,
And that's all they
they're
care
already,
about is
yeah,
They do
but
that
that's
for a reason. That,
but that's a
that
missed
promotes
opportunity.
the gallery.
But that's a missed
Well, also,
opportunity.
it's something
it
that they
promotes
can
the
sell.
gallery.
Yeah.
I understand that. Like I was about to say, that's my full experience in working with galleries. I've been working with galleries for over 20, maybe a good 20 years. And I've sold a lot of work. I don't know any of the people I sold them to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no connection with the people I sold the work to. They got their clientele. They keep their clientele separate from the artist. They develop they promote the work opposed to the artist, and then the artist is handicapped to them. And like the gentleman here, when he was like, all we want to do is do work. True. Death is not negative.
No, not
Right.
Death is a progression.
That's right.
It's moving forward.
Right.
Like you can't stay an infant forever.
Right.
You got to be one.
Exactly.
Then so on and so on. Death is a part of that progression.
Yes.
And to be future to progression is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as you making way, as long as you're doing what you think that you should do in your life, what you think that your calling is. And if you don't know what your calling is, it'll come to you.
Yeah.
You just have to recognize it and grab hold to it.
And if you look at